Okay, well, good evening, everyone. It's just an absolute thrill to be able to have so many people on the call today. We've got a really important subject, I believe, for what we've got to talk about this morning. I sent out the invitation, and within it, a headline which I hope either caught a lot of your attention or is certainly one that will grab a lot of other people's attention as you share this. The headline was, of course, we've got new people joining NICAN, and the key word there is new, isn't it? People that have joined NICAN this year earning over $2,000 within their first couple of months. This is pretty compelling. So what I wanted to do is talk about that. What are they doing? How are they doing it? And what can we learn from this so that we can do likewise? Because there are some great opportunities that are available for us. Critically, I want to share a couple of thoughts as we kind of prepare for this message and give it context. The first is this. A couple of weeks ago, we talked about the way that the industry is changing and how when we see the likes of Herbalife and other such companies being obliged to make changes by legal demand, and how we see FTC regulators saying that they are going to offer new guidelines to the industry. What a thrill it is for us here in NICAN to be able to not have to panic, worry, or be concerned in one little bit about all of those stresses that other companies may be feeling, because we are well within the framework of what is appropriate and good and full of integrity as to how we build and promote our business. But it goes even better than that. Not only are these changes in place with us, again, as we talked about last week, but we also see wonderfully positive results that are coming in. We've discussed this already. Since we lowered the prices of our products, we've on average doubled the number of new registered customers that are coming into the business on a monthly basis. 100% increase on a consistent month-by-month basis, I believe, is a trend that would make many companies very envious. But critical to this as well is, of course, the fact that the average income for silvers in our business, that first rank of leadership, has also doubled. This is also compelling, especially when we recognize the weight of the field structure weighs far more towards the silver and below than it does to the higher ranks, meaning the opportunity for the rank and file, for the vast majority of people that you talk to and bring in, the opportunity for them has significantly improved. Now, on that call that we talked about the other week, we also emphasized how some of the customer and some of the incentives that we've got ongoing right now are also in line with this new focus on having a balanced business between customer acquisition and building your organization. The key word here is balance, isn't it? I think when we made the change to be more customer focused, the pendulum swung far to one side as people grappled with this new focus of gathering customers, looking after customers, and focusing on that side of the business. I hope now we're starting to get more of a balanced effort in gathering customers and building our organizations as well, because it's the weight of both that will bring us the long-term success. But critical to any success in a home-based business is the starting point. How do we start? Do we start strong? Can we feel confident straight away that we can do something and succeed? These are really critical feelings that any new person needs to feel and experience as they come in. When they do feel that, there is a knock-on effect. Research shows us that as a consequence of that good, positive feeling that they get within those first few months of being in the business, that their engagement and retention and activation down the road a year from now is also increased. So how they start really is important, not just for the first few months, but for the following year and years to come. So this is a really important part, the emphasis of being able to start strong. I want to start, before I introduce Jeff, by sharing just a small story. And this story comes from a man called Dieter F. Uchtdorf, who is a worldwide leader and a great, this example that he shares just resonates with what we've got to talk about today. So let me share it with you. He said, there was once a man whose lifelong dream was to board a cruise ship. and sail the Mediterranean Sea. Some of you may have heard me share this story before. He said he saved every penny until he had enough for his passage. He dreamed of walking the streets of Rome, Athens, and Istanbul. Since money was tight, he brought with him an extra suitcase, filled it with tins of beans, boxes of crackers, and bags of powdered lemonade. And this is what he lived on day to day. He said he would have loved to have taken part in the many activities that were offered on the ship. He envied those that went to the movies, saw the shows, and enjoyed all of the cultural presentations. And of course, oh, how he would have yearned for just a taste of some of the amazing food on the ship. Anyone that's been on a cruise ship knows that some of the food there is just fantastic, and it seems to flow in great abundance. But the man was who spent all of his money on this trip didn't have any extra money to participate in any of these activities. He was able to see the cities he'd longed to visit, but for the most part of his journey, he stayed in his cabin and only ate his humble food. On the last day of the cruise, a crew member came to him and asked him which of all of the different farewell parties he'd be attending. It was then, at that point, that the man realized that not only the farewell party, but almost everything else on board the cruise ship, the food, the entertainment, all of the activities, had all been included in the price of his ticket. Too late, here is the message, the man realized that he had been living far beneath his privileges. It's a sobering thought, isn't it? What a sad experience for him to have achieved a lifelong goal, to enjoy this cruise, only to realize that he missed out on half of the benefits of the experience that were available to him. Why do I share that? I share it because there are many of us here in Nikan that enjoy the lifelong goal of owning our own business, of being in charge of our own destiny. But unfortunately, like the man on the cruise ship, we live far below our privileges because we don't take advantage of everything that's available to us to make it count. So let's talk about what's available to us to make it count, because there are some new people, like I said, that are coming into Nikan that are doing just that. Jeff, this is where I brought Jeff in. So Jeff, we've got our Vice President of Sales and Training here joining us today. Jeff Ison, thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks, Ben.
Do you want to give us a little insight on some of the success stories that you've seen coming in and where you see it coming from? Because I think this is really important for us.
I'd love to give everybody some insight, but there's nothing new to share. That's the big message, is there's nothing new. The people who are coming into Nikan and straight out of the gate having success are creating success through the tried and true method that everybody who has success follows. You know, Michael Phelps in the 2012 Olympics, he just showed up. He didn't do a ton of training. He didn't do a lot of time in the pool getting ready for that Olympics. And when people ask him, well, you know, how did you walk away then with, you know, so many golds and some silvers from the London Olympics just showing up? And he said, it was pretty much just talent. I was just working off, you know, raw talent. Well, I think people who have followed Michael Phelps' story know that he's put in a lot of effort and a lot of time preparing this Olympics. He's a very different person, went to rehab, got back on track and refocused, is engaged to his girlfriend, has a young son, you know, really has changed his focus and kind of gotten back on track. And what he's done to prepare himself for this Olympics is what he did for Beijing, what he did for Athens, which is put in the time and the effort. And the wellness consultants that are joining Nikan and having success are doing two things. One, they're spending time each and every week. They're setting aside time. They're committing to time each and every week to invest in their business. They're not treating it like a hobby. And number two, they have specific actions or specific goals that they're meeting during that week that involve the number of people that they reach out to, the number of people they contact. And any network marketing business, any direct selling business, any sales business, any business where you interact with others, those two things are absolutely crucial. Dedicating a certain amount of time each and every week. And then number two, contacting folks. You may have heard about one of our Summer Sizzle winners, and this is a great incentive we have going on right now. It's open to all directs and golds, and we're encouraging all platinums, diamonds, and royal diamonds to really work diligently with their directs to golds to make sure that people know that we want to reward those who straight out of the gate are making things happen with their retail sales, with their business building efforts and developing people in their groups through their group volume and also the seniors they're developing. And so that's the point of our Summer Sizzle. And we've had people taking advantage of this and really being rewarded. One of our top winners for June was Justin Lusby. And I had a conversation with Justin. If you listened to the live broadcast last month announcing the winners, you found out Justin's approach to doing the business. Each and every week, his goal is to place 2 pairs of insoles with somebody. Doesn't matter who, just somebody. That's his goal each and every week. He said to me, he says, I know without fail, I'm going to place 2 pairs of insoles. And he doesn't do a huge song and dance, doesn't go into a huge explanation. It's very simple. Look, these are awesome. They're fantastic. They'll help you want to try them for a week. He has the people try them for a week. He then goes back a week later, asks them, what did you think? If they liked them, they got some benefit, he sells them a pair. They didn't like them, moves on to the next person. Next week, 2 people places 2 pairs of insole. Well, Justin had our top group volume, our top qualified group volume for the month of June, was doing gangbusters. And what he did is everybody in his group was doing the exact same thing. Each and every person was placing 2 pairs of insoles. Now, what they found is usually when they went back a week later, people had benefit, and they're like, what else you got? What else you got? Well, this is Nikan, and we've got a lot. We've got a lot of products that benefit people in a lot of areas. And Justin's volume just started going through the roof based on this one simple action. Well, in the month of July, Justin kept up what he was doing. He went silver in June. And last July, Justin did 13,000 points of qualified group volume. Just turned it up a notch, did even more volume than he did in June, won a $1,000 check in addition to his compensation, a $1,000 prize for being the top winner in the qualified personal group point volume category of our Summer Sizzle incentive. We have a lot of people, though, who are just starting out and doing really, really well. Kenneth Graham is an example of that. Ken Graham, his first full month was the month of June. His commission check was $1,200, over $1,200, and he won $750 additional, almost $2,000 his very first month. And if we look at our Summer Sizzle incentive winners for July, it's a who's who of brand new people, seniors, executives who are doing great volume and who are creating great commission checks. And really, they're focusing on these same 2 things, putting in some time and effort each and every week and doing things, activities that contact the people. Kenneth Graham, what he did is he just offered people cups of pie water. Hey, this water is amazing. I want you to try it, drink it, see what you think. And it started from there. And he sold a lot of water systems and then moved into selling other products as well. But we're seeing people getting great results straight out of the gate, and they are putting in the time. They're treating it not like a hobby, but like a business, and they are doing activities that connect them with people each and every week.
Yeah.
So it's exciting.
That's really, thank you so much, Jeff, for sharing this. The point here, I think, is really both simple and profound. You know, what Jeff has mentioned here, it really dovetails into these statistics and this data that I shared with us before. When we talk about the doubling effect of commissions that we've seen at the lower ranks for the average active consultant, where does that come from? The reality is, where it comes from is their retail profit. Now, of course, the summer sizzle that Jeff has talked about gives those that really want to start with a bang a chance to get extra money in their pocket much quicker. And this is providing people with some great boosts to their income. But of course, that's not the only thing that's on the table. In addition to the summer sizzle, in addition to the new retail profits that people are really starting to make the most of, we do also have the Entrepreneur Club. And the Entrepreneur Club gives people a chance to earn more cash bonuses. And then on top of that, of course, if we are being a quality enrollment consultant, then we also get the Nikken reward points where we get free product each and every month that we can then, again, either sell for 100% retail profit, use it for demonstrations. I was on the phone with a friend of ours in my downline in Paris earlier today, and she was asking the question. She said, what do I do with these Nikken reward points? I'm earning them every month, but it's not me that necessarily needs them, it's maybe other people. The great thing about the reward points is you can either sell it to a customer and get 100% profit, or you can use it as an incentive for someone to sign up or join as a customer, or you can use it for demonstrations or for product displays at events and meetings and so on. It's a way to invest back into your business without having to put money in your pocket. That's one way that we can make the most of the Nikken reward points. I'd like to emphasize as well the Entrepreneur Club. I think that's really important. Jeff, we just went through some recent changes with the Entrepreneur Club. It was the 21 Club. Now the emphasis is more on volume, and the income or the payout is just a little bit different to what the 21 Club was. Do you want to just walk us through for just a second the benefits that you see with the Entrepreneur Club for people getting started as well?
Sure. An Entrepreneur Club is a great way to start out quick, to contact lots of people, to build volume, develop seniors, and be rewarded. You need to do 4,500 points in qualified volume. So 4,500 points, you're in group volume. So that's through your efforts, your retail sales, and the retail sales of your group, doing 4,500 points. Develop three seniors within your personal group, frontline seniors, and there's no minimum or maximum number of presentations, and do it within a 30-day period, and the reward is $300. So that reward is for the B, working with an A, and you can work with multiple A's. But you know, it's a great way to start quickly, but start stacking rewards. You know, if you do an Entrepreneurs Club, you're going to do 4,500 points in volume. You're going to have the three seniors. You're going to earn $300. You'll also, though, earn Nikken reward points. If you do 1,500 in retail sales, which most likely you'll do during that Entrepreneurs Club, you're going to earn an additional 75 Nikken reward points. And this month of August, we're continuing the Summer Sizzle incentive. If you do 4,500 points in volume or greater, you most likely are going to be in the running for at least another $250, 6th through 10th place, or you could do a little more and even get a higher reward. So the rewards just start stacking when you just do a little bit extra effort.
Yeah, I think that's a key point here. And this really, to me, goes back to that analogy, that metaphor that we used at the beginning of the call. Let's not live below our privileges. We've got some benefits here, some rewards in Nikken that we can, in Jeff's words, stack. And we can stack the deck to our advantage. Now, if you're a gold, if you're a platinum or above, then the focus here, of course, we can do the 21 or the Entrepreneur Clubs ourselves. But if we can get people in our teams qualifying for the summer sizzle, the payoff there can be significant. Again, going back to what we talked about a couple of weeks ago, when we talked about the way that the industry is changing. Traditionally, the focus for network marketers that are focused on business building is all-out massive action in terms of recruitment, with the objective of the distributor self-consuming the product and kind of driving the business that way. Now, most people, if you were to take an industry average, would do maybe 100 points a month as an average. So you need to recruit 10 people in order to get 1,000 points worth of volume in your business. But you wouldn't get the retail profit because they're all recruits, of course. But again, typically, look at the amount of work that goes into the recruit versus the acquisition of a customer. Now, if we focus a little differently, we want to go out there and we get our seniors, we want to get those legs built, which is what the Entrepreneur Club focuses on. You want to get the width, you want to get the frontline people building so you've got business builders in your team. But if each of them are going out and getting a lot of customers, then you're going to get far more volume much quicker than you would the traditional route. And in the meantime, you can stack your rewards and stack the rewards for the people in your downline so that they can get the benefits as well. I think this is really, really important for us to run with. My invitation to everyone today is to look at everything that is on the table because what we've got right now, I believe, is phenomenal. I've been thrilled, really excited over this past week at my own personal experiences as I've been out there building my contact list and talking to others. I've had a wonderful experience over the last week or so. I've been able to double my the number of people that are following me on Facebook. It's maybe not a huge accomplishment, but I've gone from about 1,200 to about 2,500 in the course of just over a week or so, but in the last couple of weeks. As a consequence of that, I've been able to talk to a lot of different people. I've been having chats today with people from different network marketing companies, 3 over the last couple of days, where we've been exchanging kind of feedback and ideas and insights and perspectives, and it's been very insightful. I met a prospect that I found on Facebook yesterday afternoon. We met last week. He lives 30 minutes from me. We went out, we had a drink together, and we talked shop, and looks like he's going to sign up potentially as a new customer of mine as a starting point, which is fantastic. At the same time, I've loved being able to jump on and do ABCs. I've had downline people that I've been working with in Colombia that have got contacts in Germany, and here we are linking together through the use of technology and doing ABCs together, and then doing mentoring calls with people in the US and France, in England. The business reach that we've got is tremendous. But this is what I find. As I jump in and I see these people and I have these conversations, I signed a new person up last week and I'm excited. I've got another person that I should be signing up tonight or tomorrow. It should have been a couple of days ago, but we've been slow with the paperwork. But as I look at this reaction that we're getting, I'm just thrilled because of the opportunity that is so exciting to others when we open our mouths and share with them what is really on the table. And what we have on the table is something wonderful and unique. We are ahead of the curve in our industry. We're ahead culturally in making the adaptation and the change within the field organization, which is the next big hurdle. The key now is for us to open our mouth and, as Jeff said, stack the deck to our favor. Let's make full use of all of the opportunities that we've got with all of the different rewards that are available. When we do that, the checks come in. If we don't do it, then we can work hard but get a little less. And why do that? If this is our lifelong dream, to own our own business and to be successful, then let's not live below our privileges. I want to conclude with one last thing, if that's all right, ladies and gentlemen. I talked about introducing a new tool today, and I'm going to do that. So I'm going to share my screen right now. And again, I'm sure you can all see this. This isn't rocket science, this tool. We're going to make it available on the Magnetic Leaders website and also on the Royal Alliance website as well. This is something really simple. It comes from a principle that has been taught universally for generations, hundreds of years, thousands of years perhaps. But the principle is this: when performance is measured, performance improves. When performance is measured and reported, the rate of improvement accelerates. So what we want to make sure we do as we stack the deck, as we load the bases, so to speak, with our teams and make sure that we're doing all that we can to maximize the earning potential, not just for ourselves, but also for our teams. One of the things that we can do is use this report. It's a simple thing that you can just print out from your home printer and sit down with someone. If you're going to be doing a mentoring call with someone on your team, if you're brand new and you've got a new consultant, if you've got people that you're wanting to help get to key ranks or to utilize these benefits we've been talking about, then this is something that we can really use to our advantage. Let me just work through how to use it. It's really simple. But like I said, we need to get involved in the details and the specifics in order to improve our results. There's another great saying that I heard the other week, which is when we deal with ambiguity, we rarely see success. But when we deal with specifics, we rarely see a failure. So in order for us to achieve in our business, we want to get specific. We want to identify the ways to stack the benefits and the rewards for our advantage. And then we want to help others do the same. And part of that process is not just encouragement, it's also the follow-up, the reporting, the feedback, and so on. And I think this is really, really important for us to recognize. So you can put your name in. Here you can put the month in because you can use this on a monthly basis. And here are some key pieces of information that are important. I'll tell you why they are in a minute. The number of distributors in your business, the number of legs that you've got. And that's important, of course, because we need structure as well as volume in order to be profitable in our business. The average volume that you get on a monthly basis. And here's an interesting one, the number of distributors at the last function or event. Now, why do you think that's important? Let me share with you a lesson that I learned a number of years ago. I was at an event, a big event in the UK. There were a few thousand people there. And I was chatting to the host of the event, who was perhaps, in my opinion, the most successful network marketer in the UK for our industry, not just for the company. He was a very successful networker. And I said to him, out of all of the thousands of people in your team, how do you know which ones are really active and really engaged? They're really serious about the business. And again, just without hesitation, he said, oh, it's really easy. He said, it's the ones at the events. He says, look around you. He says, these are the ones that are active. If you're at the events, they're the ones that you know are working. If you're not, and that's how it works. So this is a really important key indicator. How many people from your group are going to be at the events? We've got a big event coming up in San Antonio in October. How many people from our teams are going to be there? It's a real good indicator to see who in our team is there. Now, here's interesting, the number of legs at the last function. So you could say, I've got 50 people from my team. Oh, they're all from one leg. Oof. Well, that's a serious point to consider because we want to have strength in each of the legs, don't we? The number of the amount of personal volume. We also need to look at customer volume and also the number of presentations made this month, the number of legs you've got with a leader in it, and then the number of leaders total in your organization. There's some really important pieces of information here that can help us see where the strength lies in our business and also where we may feel a little vulnerable. And I think this is really, really important for us to be able to use in order to ensure we can help our teams move forward. We want to make sure that the volume is going up. We want to make sure that the number of distributors coming to events is increasing, that we've got leaders in each leg of our organization. And then, of course, you've got action steps here. What can I do this month to support the areas where we feel weak and to make sure that the strength continues to remain strong? I think this is really important. Now, I've got a question here. Is that a leg with an active leader or one that holds a rank of leadership? Rachel Dayton asked that question. That's a really good question. The answer to me is really clear. We're not looking for leaders in name. We are looking for leaders in action. So you might have a leg that is a platinum leg, but the platinum might be disengaged, inactive. Maybe they stopped working a few years ago and life has taken a different turn. They're doing different things. They've got different priorities. If they're if they've got the pin, but they're not acting as the leader, then you don't have a leader in that business that is building the leg. We need to rely on someone that is engaging with the leg in order to grow it. That's really, really important. The purpose of identifying the number of leaders is to see who you've got to work with, not who you had in the past. The purpose of this is to measure our potential for tomorrow, not for looking back on what we once enjoyed. So I think that's a really important question, Rachel. Really glad you asked that. So this PDF is going to be uploaded. It'll be available for you to download and to use. Really simple to use. And the critical point with this is to ask the questions with our teammates, get them to fill it in, send it back to you, and then have a one-on-one. You notice that we've called it deliberately a counseling report. I really like that phrase. I like it because it means it's a discussion. It means it's an evaluation where we're talking together and exploring solutions together. I love that because it gives us the chance, as we're working with each other, not just to report back and feel accountable, which is important, but it also helps us to mentor, to lead, to nurture, to counsel, to advise, and to guide on some of the critical behaviors of the business. So this is going to be available just for reference. We are tweaking this line here, the personal use volume to customer volume, and the total personal volume to personal group volume. So these two are changing. Just so that you know, I've just noticed I pulled up an older file, sorry. So this will be customer volume, and this will be personal group volume, which makes it much more obvious, I guess, for the key indicators. So I'm going to stop sharing here, jump back into the main screen. I hope you're looking forward to using that tool. I think it will be a great asset for us. Again, if we can't measure it, we can't manage it. Yeah, and in order to manage our business and grow it, we need to deal with specifics so that we can enjoy the success. And we also need to make sure that when we have that report back, we have the chance to experience an increase in performance because we're reporting back on the critical behaviors that make a real difference. And again, let's make sure as we do this that we emphasize that critical message. We're doing this because our why, we don't want any of us in our team to live below our privileges. We're here as business builders, as team members, and as heart-driven ambassadors for a great cause in Nikan because we believe in the potential of the human spirit and what we can achieve as a team. We don't want anyone to be left behind. We don't want anyone to be left wondering how we're working hard but not getting the results that they deserve. So let's stack it. Let's be accountable. Let's counsel together, work together, and have a great experience. Thank you all so much for being on this call. Again, look out for the PDF. It's coming your way real soon. If you are in a country where English is not your natural language, then please let me know so we can get some translations done. It might be with your help, but we can get it done into some other languages as well. I'm mindful that we've got people from different countries joining us tonight. So please share this, use this, and let's get our checks up and enjoy the journey along the way. Love you all. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Ben. You're awesome.
Thank you.
Ben.
Thank you, Ben.